Well, hello. How are you? Happy Thursday. Good morning to me, good afternoon to some of you, and good evening to those who are at the end of their day. It's a beautiful day here. The weather is not so bad today. I think it's going to go up to like 70s, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to take a walk later on in the evening. Um, but yeah, I'm coming from work. Here we are. Okay. Life still goes on and the show goes on because somebody needs me and I need somebody else. So here I am to share the nuggets for today. Again, my name is Betty Small. My page is Learn and Grow with Betty Small, as you guys can see on that banner that is, disappearing and coming back again. Um, I am not sure if Acacia was able to put a link to my page. But if not, you can just search on Facebook, Learn and Grow with Betty Small. Um, because I don't come here every day. I only come here, I think, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So on the other days, if you find my content likable and you like the kind of things that I talk about, you're more than welcome to join me on my page. On that page, we talk about other things. So yeah, you're welcome. Learn and Grow with Betty Small is the page. So today, our topic is the importance of a coach, but this is going to be part two because we already did part one before. and so some of the things that I'm probably going to mention are familiar. Some of you who are way ahead of the game already know what to do. But for the sake of those people who haven't figured it out yet and need help, that is why we still do this so that we can all do better and go forward together. Okay. We uplift each other as a society. You light my candle, I light somebody else's candle, and that person lights another person's candle, and guess what? At the end of the day, we all have lit candles. Now, the thing is, the person who was lit first, it is true that by the time the last person candle gets lit, theirs is gonna be burnt a whole lot. But guess what? It's because of that first person with the candle that lit the second one, and the second lit the third one, and keep the circle going. That is what brings the difference at the end of the day. Okay, so whether you're the first one to light the candle or somebody lit the candle and gave you some light, please don't keep that light to yourself. Okay, the world needs your light. So whatever it is, be willing to share because somebody else might need it somewhere. Okay. All right, guys. So why do we need to have a coach? Now, I'll give you guys a personal example. Okay. Um, so for me, I'm one of those people, like I'm the oldest in my family. Okay. I'm the oldest sibling. So my parents always had, they did their best to make sure that I got it together. Okay. Whether it was schoolwork, whether it was domestic work, whether it was at church, they made sure that I am the best that I can be. Okay. Not to mean that they didn't do the same for my siblings, but there's something, I guess, about the oldest kid in the family and the parents always wanting that child to be polished so that they can also do the same for the other siblings if there are. So, yeah, my parents did their job. They made sure that I went to good schools. They made sure that I attended church. Not only did I attend church, but they did their job at home. We are that kind of family that my dad will wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. We will have prayers. hmm Yep, and we will all have. If my siblings were here, they would they would attest to this. They would we would wake up at 5 in the morning. My dad would have us. Somebody would read the verse. No, we had a devotional book, so somebody had to read what the devotional said at the top and what's the verse for that day, and we would sing and we would pray together. So my siblings will get ready for school while I go help my mother to make breakfast, blah, blah, blah. And so I want to believe that my parents did their job in terms of trying to raise the best kids that they could raise to the best of their knowledge. Okay. But it comes to a point whereby, like I was talking yesterday on my page, you have to take 100% responsibility for yourself. Okay. So you cannot be blaming what your parents didn't do or what your older sibling didn't do. So as I was giving an example of myself, um, my parents did everything that they could. So I grew up knowing that I got it. I'm a good, I was a good girl. I was a good young lady. So I figured out, yeah, I'm going to be a good worker. I'm going to be a good wife. I'm going to be a good, sister and all that. Of course, life happens sometimes, and some of those um, good habits and what you call them, the good behaviors and the good character that the parents instill in you. Sometimes, because of environment, you tend to wash away some of them, and so you have to come to a point whereby you have to fully evaluate yourself and know where you are and know where you stand, okay? And what it is that you need if you need to make improvements going forward, okay? What it is that you can do. So you then realize that you are responsible for your own life in all the phases, okay? So that means in your job, in your career, in your relationships, in your finances, in your in your attitude. hmm Um, what other areas? We have finances, we have relationship, we have the career, we have attitude, and your health. You are 100% responsible for yourself. Okay. So when you sit down by yourself, and you fully understand yourself, and you take a good evaluation, a good stock of where you are. Okay. Are you happy with your career goals? Are you happy with your health goals? Are you happy with your relationships, with your spouses, with your siblings, with your coworkers? Are you happy with the way you relate with people? Okay, are you happy with where you are with your finances? If you're happy, well and good. If you're not and you feel like you need to make a change, or you know without a doubt that you need to make a change and that something different needs to happen, then you know what I'm talking about. That is why that is when you realize that you actually need a coach. Okay. Sometimes we think like we got it. Like I used to think, I got it. I can go to YouTube, I can, Google or whatever. I don't need I don't need extra support. I don't need a coach to tell me how I need to do things, right? That used to be me. And yeah, after I took stock of myself, I realized no, you know, there is things that I can't figure out by myself. And so if I can get that extra hand, that extra help, then it will probably get me in a much better place than where I am. Of course, yes, I say there are things that you figure out yourself and you can fix them by yourself. But if you feel like you're still not attaining your goal or you're not getting to where you want to be, then it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to get you a coach. Okay. And actually, a coach is different from a mentor, because For a coach, they're pretty much working for you at the moment, and they're helping you gain better skills, um, better like they're helping you so you can get better in your skills and in other areas so that you can become a better person, a better version of yourself, um, in whatever area of your life that you need improvement. Okay. So, for example, who's here? Oh, okay. Thank you, of course, for posting the link. I appreciate that. So far, there's nobody here, but I'm gonna keep doing the monologue, and hopefully, some people can join and we can interact together. Okay. So when you realize that you have a deficit, what do? You don't sit down and cry for yourself. Of course, yeah, you can feel bad for 5 minutes. You cry and feel bad for yourself, but then you have to get up and shake off the dust and ask yourself, okay, what next? You cannot sit there and wallow for the rest of your life. Okay, if it's your job and your career and you feel like you've been doing the same thing year after year, you're not getting promoted, you're not getting any increments or anything like that, and you feel like, you know, it's taken 5, 10 years and you're still doing the same thing, then you realize that it's time for you to get extra help. Okay. And the extra help, honestly, guys, unless you find somebody that is purely willing to do it for free, which is very rare, these are things that you're going to have to be ready to incur expenses. If you want to get ahead in whatever area of your life, free stuff are not guaranteed. Free stuff are not guaranteed. The only thing that is guaranteed is something that you actually go to your pocket and pay for it, so that even if you are doing like classes and you're meeting weekly or so with the coach, when you miss, you actually feel the pinch for it. But when people give you free stuff, then you just don't value it. So sometimes it's better that people just put, even if it's a small fee value to it, than just giving everything for free, because then people just don't take it serious and they're like, it's free anyway. I don't care. I can miss it. So, yeah, I used to think like I got it, which I'm sure some people can identify with me here. you know, those of us who say, oh, no, I don't need to pay for any courses. I don't need to pay for any extra classes. I don't need anybody to show me how to do that. So, like, I used to spend time, go to YouTube and look and read, Pinterest or whatever, because I believe that I could do it by myself. But then I realized I'm actually spending a whole lot of time looking through videos, and sometimes I don't even come up with the full information that I'm looking for, you know? And I'm spending a whole lot of time, and that time could have gone into me doing something more meaningful. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I finally came into terms with the fact that it's inevitable, and sometimes you have to spend money. You have to spend money, and you have to get that person, that coach, that mentor that is ahead of you. And so they can help make your path a little easier to walk on. Okay. So we talked about why it is important to have a coach last time. And we said some of the things that the coaches do for us are they help you identify the gaps that you have, um, in your in whatever area it is. If it's your health and you're trying to work towards uh, living a healthier lifestyle, eating more healthy and exercising more, then you need to get a health coach. That health coach, once you come to them and you tell them what it is that you need to achieve, then you guys can sit together and come up with a plan, and then they can hold you accountable on that plan that you have set for yourself so that you can get to achieve that goal that you want. They are your cheerleader. You can talk to them. It's not therapy. No, their job is to help equip you with the skills to propel you forward. It has nothing to do with dealing with the past. This is another session whereby you're going to talk about how you didn't get along with your sibling, or how you are having issues with your manager, and that is why you are in your current circumstances. No, if you have issues like those, then you need to get yourself a therapist. Okay. And I'm actually a fan of therapists because I'm those kind of people that really, yeah, no, let me not say it here. I prefer actually going to a therapist. If I'm stressed out and I want to talk about some things, I would rather actually pay a therapist and sit down with them 1 hour, 2 hours, and just yap and go ballistic about whatever it is that either I'm upset about or that is making me sad, than calling a friend and telling them what it is that is bothering me. That is me. I would rather pay for a therapist and get those services, because at a therapist, with a therapist, you can be vulnerable as you want, because they don't know you, they don't know your circumstances, um, they don't know anything about you. All they're going to know about you is what you're going to tell them. Okay, so you can be vulnerable and be open enough to discuss whatever it is that took you there. So yes, I am one of those people that I'll pay for a therapist in a heartbeat rather than calling my friend to tell them if I'm going through any stressful situation or anything like that. But that's just me. But some people, they have friends who they are able to talk to about that, and that's fine. But for me, I've learned from past experiences. Yeah, some friends are not very loyal. And I'm not saying there are not any loyal friends out there. There are loyal friends, but if you don't have any loyal friends and you don't feel that you can trust them with the information, then yeah, feel free. Get you a therapist, go there, talk, 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 talk. They'll listen. You're paying them anyway, so they don't care. They'll just listen to you talk and kind of probe you with questions, and then you talk some more so you can empty out all that anger or whatever it is that is built up. Yeah. So yeah, for coaches, they don't do any of that. Their job is to help you get more equipped, um, so you can get better going forward. They don't deal with the past. So if you feel like you are having financial hardships and your finances are not in order, honey, hurry up and get you a financial coach. You can try to figure it out by yourself. It's good. But I promise you that you will be miles ahead if you acquire yourself a financial coach to walk you through some of the problems that you're having. It costs money to make money. Is that how they say it? It takes money to make money. Okay. Whether it's your career, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your finances or whatever, it takes money. And the thing with, especially those of us who come from Africa, uh, there are some strongholds and some beliefs that we grew up with that it's very hard to get rid of them. And people don't believe that they can go see a therapist. People don't believe that they can get extra help with a coach or a mentor or anything like that. Of course, there are some people who have an open mind and they've been able to use those services, and they have gotten way ahead. But the reality is that where we come from, some people will tell you, no, I'm not spending money, hiring me a coach to teach me how to eat better or to teach me how to work on my finances or anything like that. You know, it's all up to you. It just depends what your goals are and what outcomes you want and how fast do you want to get there. Okay. If you want to take your time and just figure it out on your own, that's fine, But I guarantee you that the people who will take coaches in whatever area that is that they want to get ahead, they will definitely be way ahead of the game than you. And then you look back and you're like, no, you won't even be looking them back. You'll be looking them up in the front and you're like, oh my God, how did you get there? And so yeah, so let's just be open minded. It's okay. It's okay to have a coach. It's okay to have a mentor. It's okay to have a therapist. All these are services that we need as human beings. And if you need them, use them. It's very okay to use the services, but just be willing to spend the money. Okay. So we also talked about the fact that they can help us to develop leadership skills because when you work with a coach, you get to know what are your weak areas. And as you work on these weak areas, you end up becoming more stronger in those areas. And this in turn, like hones up your leadership skills. So all this seeing coaches and learning, different things and them helping you narrow your path so you can stay on that narrow path is not for nothing. It you you can't just look at it like, oh, this is just for relationships or this is just for finances because when you piece all these things together and you look at it as a whole, then you realize how much of a change it will have made in your life as a whole, you know. Um, So I encourage you guys, for those of you who have challenges and deficits in your careers, in your relationship, in your finances, just take stock and figure out where you are. Where do you want to be? You know, this is the time of the year, we are making goals for the new year. So you want to ask yourself, come December next year, say December 22, December 23. I like to to evaluate my goals before Christmas because once Christmas gets in, it's like the brain doesn't think for me anymore. I see my family when they come to visit and I forget about everything. So if I have to evaluate my goals, it has to be around December 22nd or 23rd before Christmas kicks in. So you have to think about like, okay, where do I want to be come December 23rd next year? With your finances, with your relationship with your spouse, with your parents, with your siblings, with your co-workers. If there's somebody that you are having a challenged relationship with, what would you want to see different? You know, how would you want that to look like come December 23rd next year? If you're talking about your career and you feel like you've been stagnating, you have not been making any progress, you haven't had any pay increase or anything like that. So you ask yourself, next year, 23rd December, where would you want to be? How much more money would you want to have made? Do you want to have made 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 more dollars from what you're making today? And then now you figure out from there, like, okay, how can I actually make these 20,000 come December 23rd next year? Then you realize that this is not something you'll be able to do alone. I mean, if you're able to figure it out alone by yourself, that's fine. But if you feel like you're having a hard time to figure out how you're gonna go up in your scale by 15, 20,000, then get yourself a career coach. They will walk you through. They will walk you through. You help them understand where you are, what are the deficits, what gaps you have, and so they can help you work a roadmap going forward, how you can attain your goal come December 23rd, 2023. Okay. So this applies to all phases of our life. Even something as simple as attitude, you know. I include it there because I learned it from one of my mentors. Like, attitude is very, very important. The attitude you have towards life, positive or negative attitude, that is the energy you carry around. And not only do you carry it around, this is the energy that you attract. So if you have a negative attitude, you know, you tend to just say negative stuff. There's nothing positive that you can think about other people or even yourself. Guess what? That is the same kind of energy you are attracting back. So you're not going to get anything positive. So you have to adjust your attitude and start thinking positive and nice things. Okay. Even when good things happen to people, you have to be, you know, what's the right word to say? You have to be with a nice attitude and congratulate them. You can't be jealous. you know you have to be happy for other people, have a good attitude towards other people. If you're always angry, having a negative attitude, you're just spreading that negative energy. That is the same energy you're going to attract back. And negative energy, as we know, it doesn't take you far. Okay, so let us work on our attitude too, having a positive attitude, having a positive outlook, um, because it means a lot in terms of the energy that you exude and the energy that you are receiving and the positive things that you're going to receive from the environment and from the universe. Okay. So, yeah, work on your finances, work on your relationship, get yourself a relationship coach. If you feel like your health is going down the hill, it's okay to get a health coach. You just kind of have to let them know, this is what I would want. Okay, how can you help me achieve this goal? All right. And map them out. Map them out. Have a roadmap on how you're going to achieve that goal. I'll tell you guys, there's a book I'm reading right now. It's called, one of my coaches actually referred it to me, and it's called How to Get the Most Out of Coaching. Okay. How to get the most out of coaching. Um, if you guys are interested, you can check it out. It's on Amazon. I'm not being paid by the owner um, by any chance. No, this is just a book that was referred by one of my coaches. And so far, I've been reading it and I like it. And I want to be coachable, and I want to get the most out of my coaching. So, yeah, I'm using this. If you're interested, you can also check it out on Amazon. It's by Karen Davis and Alex Meal. And so far, yeah, I've been learning some good things over here, making me a good student, because you don't want to make the job of your coach hard. Because you make it hard, then you're not making the best use of the finances that you put in your coaching. Okay, so you have to know your goals, define your goals before you go see your coach, so that your coach can actually now walk you through this walk you through your goals and help you to be successful at the end of the day. Yeah, and apart from having the coaches, you can also do uh, your own your own work in terms of the books that you read. Okay, the people that you interact with. You want to level up your circle, because if you keep hanging out with the same people day in, day out, year in, year out, that is the level of growth that you're going to have. Okay, so you need to level up your the people that you interact with, whether it's at work, whether it's at church, or whatever it is. Just level it up. Then you realize that it even changing the environment of, for example, where you if you buy coffee in a particular place, every day, every time, you know, try going to an upscale area where the coffee is maybe sold maybe two, three, four times as much as where you buy your regular coffee. Okay. And don't just buy coffee and leave. If you can, sit down. If there's people sitting down and enjoying their coffee and just having a little chat, you can just sit down. Maybe there's somebody over there, while you're working on your computer doing something, you can get to interact with somebody. Hey, how are you? And grow your network, you know. If you keep going to the same area, same people, there's no growth. If anything, the only growth you get is the same one that you've been getting. Okay. But if you want to grow your circle, if you want to get out of that comfort zone and push the boundaries a little bit, then change the environment. Even if it means, attending a different church, um, like I said, going to buy coffee in a different neighborhood, um, go to go to a different country, just try to interact with different kinds of people of different level of intellectual and cultures, then you learn more, you become more well-rounded so that you're not just stuck with that which you know from your village, or your city, that what you grew up knowing. You become so limited because that's all and even when people try to talk about something, you become so argumentative and you're stuck with the beliefs that you know from your village. So yeah, you want to grow, and you can't do that by hanging out with the same people, you know going to the same places, doing the same things every day. And that is where we always talk about the fact that you have to step out of your comfort zone. And stepping out of your comfort zone in all the spheres of life. Okay, you yeah, sometimes I have to be careful about the words I want to say. Sometimes I find myself wanting to say something in Swahili. For those who don't know, I'm from Kenya. And so sometimes the Swahili words just want to come in place of an English one. And then I remember, I'm like, oh, no, this is not a Swahili audience here. I don't know if there's a Kenyan person here, but yeah, there's no Swahili audience here. Hey, Afi, how are you? Thank you for joining the broadcast today. Yeah, we are here talking about the importance of having a coach, part two, and we have talked about the fact that it's gonna cost you. If you take stock of yourself and find that you have deficits that you have to match up to, and there's a lot that you need to do to catch up to, then do yourself a favor and get yourself a coach. It will mean the whole difference at the end of the day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing very well. I just don't know if my voice is projecting enough today. Like I say, I just came from work this morning, and so sometimes my voice is a little hoarse in a way. And yeah, everybody else in my house has a cold, but I guess because I'm a nurse, my immune is kind of stronger. So sometimes everybody will be sick in the house except me. Like now. So yeah, but my voice is a little rusty, but I hope you guys can hear me. I could have come and just gone to, but then I'm like, no, I can't do that because somebody needs me, just like I need somebody else. Okay, we all need each other. I want to come here and light somebody's candle, and so that person can in turn light another person's candle, so we can light the whole world. Okay. Oh, good, 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 good. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm glad you can hear me. A coach is a good idea. So, what kind of a coach do you want to get, Miss Afi? Do you want to get a health coach, a career coach, a financial coach, a relationship coach? What do you have any ideas like in the new year? Are there any areas that you feel like you need to put some work into and you need extra help with a coach? Like for me, you guys, that's how I met Coach Ama, right? I met Coach Amma because looking, I was seriously searching. I knew I needed something. I knew I needed somebody. Um, and Amma came in and she kind of represented all, most of the areas that I needed help with. So that is how I definitely got to meet her, and she has been a blessing to me. And by the way, you guys pray for her today. This is her network, and she has been kind enough to give us time on her network so that we can come and share ideas, um, and help each other so that we can pull ourselves as a force going forward. As you guys know, she's not feeling well. Um, Amma is a go, 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 go person. When we don't see her in the morning when she's driving to school, or when we don't see her when she's driving back from school, we are like, where is Amma? Where is Amma? Yeah. So please say a prayer for her. Say a prayer for her, so she can get back in good health and be able to carry her duties as usual. Oh, you haven't decided yet. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just take your time. Take your time so you can figure out if you have any deficits. If you don't have any deficits, that's fine. If it's something that you can work on your own, that's fine. But yeah, if you feel like you have any deficits and you could use some help, please, by all means, go ahead and do that. At the end of the day, when you look back, you'll be like, wow, I am so glad I did it. Okay. Like I tell you guys, I'm never one person who would have been on Facebook doing any live. Okay. But this is the work of my coach, Amma. I work with her behind the scenes. I'm one of those who has um, one-on-one lessons with her because there's different things that I have to learn. And yeah, it has made the whole difference. If you had met me earlier this year and the me now, you will know that really there's a difference in having a coach. And Coach Amma is not actually my own coach, my only coach. I have more than one coach because I've come to realize, like, yeah, for me, where I am, I need to catch up. So if I need to catch up, then I can't waste too much time going through videos on YouTube by myself trying to figure it out. Mm-mm. Yeah, so I'd rather pick up that extra shift and pay me a coach so they can get me 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. Okay. Yeah, and so that is all I wanted to talk about today. I hope I was able to touch somebody today and to, you know, flip that switch on in your brain. If you really realize that you need a coach, then go ahead. It's okay to have a coach. It's okay to have a mentor. It's okay to have a therapist. Okay. It's not a taboo. You don't have to figure everything by yourself. There's people that have the know how, and some of them have been doing it for years. So, yeah, they're willing to share their knowledge and they're willing to hold your hand and walk through. Take the services. Whenever they're offering them free or for a discount, grab them. But either way, if you need help, take it. Take it. All right. I only see Miss Afi here today. I don't see anybody else. Um, Anybody that has any questions, comments, concerns, anything that they want to share? Because I can't tell how many people they are. No, I don't see Kwame and none of them. Okay. Well, that's fine. If there's nobody, then I guess we'll just call it a day today. I just hope that you guys can take stock of yourselves, what you've been able to achieve during this year. Are you where you wanted to be at this time of the year? And if not, what is it that you can do different next year so that you can be in a better place in terms of your career, in terms of your finances, in terms of your relationships, in terms of your attitude and life in general. If you're not where you want to be, then take the bull by the horns. You are responsible for yourself. You fail, it's on you. You do well, it's on you. Okay? So why don't you do the necessary? Do the necessary. Okay? All right, guys. I guess we will call it a day here. Miss Afi, thank you for joining. I appreciate your presence here today. Otherwise, we will call it a day, and I will see you guys here on Tuesday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good weekend ahead. Bye bye.